that older brother, he was fun to be around. He wasn't ever critical of you. I guess I was always proud of him. You know, he good at things he did, and he took things serious. Good athlete, and worked at all that. He really did. He would, when he ran track, he would get up in the morning and run extra. The track practices were hard enough. You know, he's very dedicated.
Well, he and I went to college together. He was different than all the other guys because back when we were in college, it was the era of the hippies, and I was more in that category, and he was fresh back from Marine Corps officer training, had no hair. What attracted me to him, I think, was that he stood out from the crowd because he knew who he was and wasn't afraid to be that.
Met Jim McGee in 1982 when he came to Goddard, America to be the principal of Goddard Middle School.
He absolutely loved the middle school age. He said that, you know, the kids were old enough to start, you know, formulating who they were, you know, and to think for themselves and not just be, you know, quoting their parents all the time. He would bring home the annual every summer and go through the annual so that he would know every kid by name so that he could greet them in the hall when he saw them. And he would do things like just randomly call good kids out of the class just to meet with him and ask how they were doing, because he said, you know, as a principal, very often all you see is the kids that are in trouble. And he said, I want the other kids to know I care about them too. Really thought that a principal should be at all the sporting events. So he would go to all the sporting events, but he would take the kids with him, and he would, you know, so while he was doing his job of being there, he would also be teaching his kids about the sport. Or, you know, I remember my second child is really, really shy, but he would be teaching him how to shake hands and look them in the eye and, you know, all this stuff while they were at the sporting events.
He was a Marine, been in Vietnam, and I'm thinking, here's a guy who's going to be tough. He's going to be strong. I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. Jim came in as kind of a Teddy Roosevelt guy. Teddy Roosevelt's slogan was, speak softly and carry a big stick. And Jim spoke softly. His big stick was not to whoop up on people, but his big stick was that he was a servant. He was a servant to his country. He was a servant to his family. He was a servant to the students. And he was a servant to his Lord. He brought the best out in the kids. He brought out the best in his staff. If you got to know Jim McGee, you were better for it. You know, the kids nowadays a lot of them don't even realize that this situation happened. It'll be 35 years ago this coming January. He was living life like he should be right up to the moment. You know, I can remember some of the things he said to me even that morning. Things we talked about, we were laughing about a situation, and when we were interrupted about what was taking place. Before that fateful moment at 10:55 in the morning. And he went out serving. It's just, you're thankful to have a man like that come through your life. I wish he could be here to accept this honor. And I know that he would be pushing it off. No, I don't deserve this, but that was Jim. Others first.